Hi again, it's Allison again, and this is for week 1 discussion board 2. And I watched videos from those links. The video that I chose from the first link, which was the classroom instruction videos from Massachusetts Department of Elementary and Secondary Education, I chose the 8th grade math class because that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now. And a couple of items that I noticed in that was there weren't any one-word answers. The teacher made sure that students were elaborating on their answers, that they were explaining not just out loud to the class when they were called on, but explaining in writing how they knew their reasoning for the answer that they chose. There were questions that were asked. The teacher asked questions um, which discussed what was going on the previous day. That way, students were able to remember what they worked on, going back to understanding what was previously taught. And then in those answers that they provided, they were elaborating on the explanation. They were going into detail, and the teacher was questioning the student when the student was giving an answer. So it wasn't just, oh, we learned about the y and x axis. It was, we learned about plotting ordered pairs on the y and x axis to be able to provide linear equations and lines on a graph. She also gave students a few minutes to individually think about the assignment that they were working on and write down their own notes, and then they would move to small groups where they would collaborate with each other and discuss. So all of these items were helping with their literacy because they're trying to comprehend that information. They're writing down their notes um, as best as they can in words that they understand, and then collaborating with small groups to be able to get different perspectives on what other people might have to say. For the second one, teaching content through literacy, it was interesting because it was a science class, a 7th grade science class, and they would go through the textbook or assignments, and she would have students point out the different pieces of texts, figuring out if it's fiction or nonfiction, how do we know it's fiction or nonfiction, and how is this beneficial for us to understand that. Then she also mentioned that in other studies, except for English language arts classes, you have other subjects, and literacy is more content specific, is what she said. So we're still reading, speaking, comprehending, and writing in our daily classes. So this is helping students in their understanding those literacy skills. And then in the high school reading strategies video, the key point there was understanding that vocabulary words and key terms are extremely important, because if you can understand the vocabulary and key terms, then you can use context clues to answer questions in the assignments. And the steps that she had given to her class was building background knowledge, then use words use words in the story, and then group keywords to interact with the vocabulary, cluster words and terms into categories, and reason why you're clustering them together in that certain way. Um, so understanding the vocabulary and the key terms instead of just going to the back of the book and reading the definition and being done with it, you're giving yourself a better comprehension of what you're reading and what you're learning, instead of just, oh, I wrote the definition down, I still don't understand it, but I'm just going to move on. So uh, those were my little focus points that I found pretty neat and helpful from all of those videos, and I hope you found them helpful too. And I will talk to you later. Bye!